Hi everyone, and Happy New Year to you all, and welcome back to my ongoing build of the 5-foot Millennium Falcon miniature replica. So today I thought I'd just banter on and show you guys what I've been doing and my thoughts and views on things. And yeah, lovely rainy day here in Mount Maunganui, New Zealand. Good day to be inside. Cat's fast asleep, so I'm gonna just get on with it and do a few more bits and pieces, but mainly this what do you call this, starboard underside rear section, which is a lot of you know will have this big gash, damaged area which is hacked out of the ABS and detailed. So I've got a picture down here actually of it, from the Chronicles book, good old Chronicles standby, and you can see here this huge gash, blaster damage, and lots of little gashes. So it was like a one big blast and then a strafing run. All the little bits would have hit the Falcon. So hats off again to the ILM guys for doing such a great job on the damage and the weathering to make it look so realistic, and you know, also so difficult for us nutters to try and replicate. I must say, like Sean Side's magnificent build, he did an awesome job on all this area. I was totally in awe of that, so hopefully mine will be equally as good. Also Lee Malone's excellent. But yeah, it's my turn to try and replicate this and to try and work out the layering and what's going on there with it all. So right now, this is my lovely tidy workbench, guys. This engine deck here takes up a lot of room. It has to come off because I haven't fixed attachment points yet for the underside, so it attaches to the hull. That'll be coming. But yeah, so for now, my mess, my trusty mug of coffee, which keeps me going. But yeah, so this section here, it's really interesting, and I think probably the most difficult to work out what exactly is going on underneath all this plating. So as per you see my previous videos, you work out the styrene plating from 1 millimeter styrene. So basically working from cardboard templates. That's that one. Yeah, and yep, I've got the others somewhere else, but there's more plating around here. But what's interesting is underneath here is very thin styrene layered or placed, and then the thickest 1 millimeter styrene is laid over it, and it's almost hidden, but you can see lines of where the thinner styrene, like 0.5 millimeter or 0.4, 0.5, there's not much difference, but I'm going to go with 0.5 millimeter styrene, which is this one here. 3 sheets in a pack, and that'll be more than enough to do that. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a one-off instance here where the panel, the 0.5 styrene panel that goes under here, is actually notched. And notched, I mean, it's like this with the little nibbles to make it look like a panel. And over here, all this is hacked out with a motor tool and saws to make the hole. And then again, there's either 1 or 2 sheets, I think it's just 1 sheet of the 0.5, which goes right through under here, a lot of this section, and that gets melted in to that gash, and also those other little gashes in that picture down here, they get pushed into there as well. and all these other little nicks and things are done with a moto tool and various tools to get that done. But yeah, I'm just finding that to work that out, it's quite a process, because you have to make all the panels first, like the underlying ones, the upper ones. You have to work out where that gash is that you want to cut, or the main cut, so the styrene will push into it with melting. Then you make the styrene panel where it's all gonna lay down, and there's certain points where you can see it running along here and along here, and where it finishes, and where these panels overlay it. So that's when you've got that, you have to know where that gash is. So again, I'm going to make a cut in that styrene, so the styrene will melt, will pull away into that damaged area. If you don't, I think the styrene is just going to like tangle up in a mess and just melt away. That happens somewhere else, which you guys never saw, of course. But yeah, that's what can happen. It's all these little tricks to know what's going to happen with the styrene. So yeah, that's really interesting with that whole section. Again, you can see this line here because I had to hack that away again, same as that side over here. It just wasn't quite right, and the panels, when you're looking at all these radial lines, it didn't quite match up to this, and I surmised, yeah, this was too long, so I hacked off a section. Where is that? Oh, here. Yeah, so that was hacked off, and 3mm, and it was built up again, and you'd never know. So under the black primer, under the subsequent coats, you're never going to know that was chopped off to better match what was going to happen with all the paneling. So I have to make another where are we, one of these, because of course it's too long, so it's going to be considerably shorter. But it's a funny thing, when you build it, it looks fine. When it comes to laying out all other details, looks fine, but it's not. It's only when you build it, and every other section, like the walkway, the paneling, all comes into play. You only find out, okay, well that's off. And when you actually see it, you see it. It's like, okay, well that is off, so I do need to change that. That panel is very much shorter than, say, this one and this one. And it all makes sense, and it does actually, it all comes together. So I've got to make a new panel of that one. It's no biggie. Actually, that was sitting on primer, so that popped off really easy. No damage whatsoever. So that's a good thing to do, guys, if you primer first. And I always sand it a bit. I don't leave primer sitting on subsections like in a thickish sort of coat. I just sand it a bit and then attach the paneling on most areas. Like, I'm not going to prime all this or anything. I'm going to just attach all the panels. But if you ever want to pop off a panel on a primed surface, it will come off much easier, like this one. So saves a lot of heartache and pain. Believe me, yeah, it does. So yeah, so again, it's working out all these panels. These are temporarily tacked in place. I've notched out a few, but again, as with all the Falcon, some go off that way, some that way. They're not all, and the radials are not true to dead center. They all go off in different directions. It's like this one here, slightly wider here than here when you match it up to here. So It's like, yeah, as you know, it's everything has a point where it starts from, where you've made the nibbles, and where it ends. So that this one here just touches into there, closely follows a panel, lifts up to this point, goes up to there, and the next one goes off to that point somewhere. So yeah, it's just having the good reference pictures and having an eye for what's happening. But yeah, that was, I don't know if I call it a mistake. It's just like well, what would you call it? A temporary error, but can be corrected. I got, as the models progressed and everything, you get braver, cutting things off and altering things to match the reference when you find things don't quite work. So I never had any problem with that. And it's like, okay, I know what to do. And but it's not, this side is not a complete match to the other side. It's asymmetrical. There's a few differences in measures and things as per the ILM big landing gear box, and that makes it, as I said before, the Falcon's just a big wonky model, and if you want to match the wonkiness, yeah, you got to have the good references and just do it. It's like, don't be afraid to hack into your model if you need to. But having said that, that's the only thing I've really sort of had to alter. There's nothing I've really had to chop off and, like, say the mandibles are in the wrong place, hack the mandibles off. No, I've never had to do that. It's like, good blueprint, good reference, down the track, will pay dividends. So yeah. What else have we been doing? So I'm going to finish off the complete underside while it's in this position. So I'll finish off this section here. I'll get the magnets in place for the lower gun turret and fix that in place. I say fix, but it can be removed with the magnets, so I can take it off any time. But I want to be able to hold the model and move it around, and that's a good grab hold. So yeah, so it's like, I've got to finish the detailing of this. There's loads of chipping to do around the model. This area here, that's got to be finished. I didn't think I had the parts for this, but a friend in Australia said, hey, you've already got the kit, there's 3 more in each kit or something. And I didn't realize that. I thought I had to buy a specific kit to get that part. But yeah, he pointed out, Stu, the parts are in that kit you've just bought. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, because I was thinking I need another kit, but no, I can finish this section now. So yeah, cheers for that, mate. Yeah, it was really good. So cockpit's done mostly. There's a few little chips in here to do. I'm still thinking of going inside this cockpit assembly, going in there and putting a candle like under this damage and just melting it a bit more. I'm happy with it, but I'm not, if you know what I mean. I think it needs a bit more embellishment and folding. So I think if I was careful and not let the heat build up in here, I think I could do that. So I'll do that as well, just give it a go. But it won't be, it'll be pretty quick. If it doesn't work, I'm going to pull that candle out so the heat doesn't build up. But yeah, so there is that. I'll work up some braveness to do that. But yeah, really happy these strips were on, all this detailing's on. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, all the chipping has got to be done. I have to revisit the pits because there's more acquired kits that I've got to put in the pits. A few more parts around. So yeah, the fixings of the engine exhaust, so they can be taken on and off easily. And of course, the biggie is hack out the for the engine space, or the lighting. So yeah, and I'm gonna get some friends to help me shift the model from this end, from this docking ring, swap it over and put it on the other docking ring end over here, so I can attach the other docking ring and detail all around that. So all this detailing, get that done as well. So yeah, pretty much it's looking really good. All the sidewall plates will be one, like castings in there, so that's not a biggie. They'll just drop in. So yes, I'm still like astounded with the detailing they put into this thing. The ILM guys, I'm meaning. Real labour of love. Just the thought of how everything sort of connects to each other, and it's just a real battered hot rod of a ship. But yeah, I just love this thing to bits. So yeah, when I've got the section done, I'll do another video. Probably have a lot of this done as well. Yeah, I think save that up for the next video. I might have a video running while I'm hacking this out for you guys, and at least maybe the melting, if you guys would like to see that, how I push the styrene into there with a butane torch, or lighter, sorry, torch, no, yeah, lighter, just a cigar lighter. And yeah, if you guys would like to see that, think I could do that on camera without any disasters. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. I'll think about that and see how we go. So yeah, back to the finishing this, get back to the bench, have my coffee, and yeah, thanks guys. Again, happy new year to you all, and happy building. Cheers.